thought I'd never do the tech news again. And then you showed up.
Although GPU prices are slowly getting better, don't expect the world's overall chip shortage to end anytime soon. We don't want to make things too easy, right? It's a challenge. It's character building.
Go, my robot vacuum!
Intel CEO Pat Gelsinger said in an interview with CNBC that he expects supply chains to experience issues until 2024. A big part of the issue is that the equipment needed to make the chips is rather difficult to come by. They checked all the garage sales already. Everyone's out. I threw mine in the garbage. Thought I didn't need it. Intel, along with other chip makers, have invested heavily in expanding fab capacity, but building out all that extra infrastructure will obviously take time. So even with the recent easing of prices, we won't be seeing them drop dramatically, including in the memory and SSD space. So expect the chip shortage to continue until we all drown from flooding in a couple of years. Or that's what Twitter makes it sound like sometimes. We'll be knocked on the head with hail.
We're gonna have fires.
Volcanic rock will run you over in the street.
Godzilla!
Speaking of Twitter, there's finally a bit of news about what Elon Musk is actually planning to do with his gently used social media platform.
Burn it to the ground.
You got it refurbished. And it doesn't have as much to do with free speech as it does with giving Musk some precious returns. He needs to fuel those rockets somehow. He uses, they run on tweets. According to a Reuters report, Musk is considering charging sites outside of Twitter for embedding tweets in, say, a news article or a forum post. Elon is already on record as saying that Twitter's bottom line is in need of being, well, bigger, and as popular as tweet embeds are, enough people might pony up the cash to make the decision worth it.
Oh no, he's been defeated by quotation marks.
Yeah, it's like, what? For now, this is just a glint in Elon's eye, but hopefully it's not a sign that the internet will start getting nickel and dime just to yell at each other on the bird site. There's also the option to, you can just screenshot the tweets.
Quotation marks, man, I'm telling you.
And Microsoft is the latest company to dip its toes into the VPN space in its most recent attempt to convince you to please use Edge. We made this Edge browser, I mean, we copied Chrome, but Microsoft is now including a built-in VPN called the Microsoft Edge Secure Network. Cloudflare is actually running the VPN behind the scenes, and they're giving users 1 gigabyte of free data each month, with the browser tracking your usage and warning you when you're getting close to the cap, which will, with a 1 gigabyte cap, probably gonna get there in like 30 seconds, okay?
I always do.
Of course, the VPN will only protect data that's being sent through the Edge browser, and there's no way to bounce your signal through another country to get around geography-based blocking. But it should help with protecting your browsing activity from snoops, especially if you're on public Wi-Fi. Snoops. It just sounds like something Microsoft made up. With multiple Snoopies. Now it's time for Quick Bits, brought to you by the Seasonic Prime TX 1000 watt power supply. A great choice if you're building a high performance system. This baby's got an 80 plus titanium rating, which means less power gets wasted during power conversion, if you catch my drift.
Snoops.
And it's fully modular, features hybrid fan control to reduce overall fan noise, and has fluid dynamic fan bearings. Plus, it comes with a 12-year warranty, so this is in it for the long haul. Learn more at seasonic.com or through the links below. A sprinkle of Quick Bits can brighten your day, but just a sprinkle. I took a handful one time, nearly killed me.
You think the cinnamon challenge is rough?
Monitors with claimed support for variable refresh rate technology like G-Sync and FreeSync are everywhere nowadays, but industry association VESA is here to make everything make a bit more sense. This morning they launched the Adaptive Sync Display Compliance Test Specification, or
ASDCTS.
ASDIC, which will evaluate 50 criteria to certify monitors as either a media sync display for video playback or an adaptive sync display for gaming, which sounds cool. We just need to keep the USB guys far away from this. You need some numbers on there. Those are cool, but you need like 3.11567. Square Enix is selling some of its major studios and game IPs to Swedish game company conglomerator Embracer Group. That's what they're called. Embracer will get Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, and Square Enix Montreal, along with the IPs for Avengers, Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, and tons more for a paltry $300 million. That's like nothing for when you're talking about game studios.
I can embrace this.
It seems like an absolute steal, but Square Enix apparently couldn't find any other interested buyers. Where was Sony? Apple has loosened its policy on mandatory app updates just a little bit, as smaller devs now have 90 days to update their apps before they're pulled from the App Store, rather than the 30 that were previously announced. I wonder if the devs could just like change one character of code. Would that be like malicious compliance? It's like, what? No, you have to update this game from the 80s with new features. What are you gonna do? What are you asking Apple? Believe it or not, overclockers have pushed their RAM to over 10 gigahertz. This was done by overclocker HiCookie on behalf of Gigabyte with a 4800 megahertz stick of DDR5 and Windows XP Professional, funnily enough. The top speed HiCookie achieved was 10,022 megahertz. Phew, that's a lot of cookies.
I think that's the year Doom takes place.
It might be. And Twitch streamer Rudism has modded a Fisher-Price baby's first gamepad toy into a real functioning gamepad. Although in a demo he explained that since some of the buttons are missing, there's a toggle to switch between sets of commands. Meaning, ironically, that you shouldn't give this to your baby at all.
They're too dumb.
They're not smart. Unless your parenting plan involves sending them through the gauntlet of Elden Ring early. They gotta learn about malicious elder gods sometime. You want your baby to grow up to be a good tarnished.
What?
You don't know what that means.
No.
I barely do.
But he'll be tarnished.
If you wanna be tarnished by tech news, come back on Wednesday for more. And in the meantime, I didn't write an outro for this one, so this is what you get. Love you.